I'm Chris Merritt, and with me are Andrew Mellett from Plexus and Jamie Levy from KPMG Law. And they've just done a deal, and we're just here to extract the kernels of wisdom about what's behind it. Gentlemen, tell me about it. Jamie.
Look, firstly, we're very excited about the transaction we've done with Plexus and the alliance we now have. The investment and the partnership is going to deliver tremendous value for our clients and help address what we see as being a new paradigm and a big seismic shift in what the delivery of legal services means for our clients.
So KPMG Law has taken 10% of your company, is that right?
That's correct.
What's it going to mean for your company?
Well, look, I echo Jamie. We're incredibly excited, and frankly, very proud to be partnering with one of the world's greatest professional service firms. And I think it's a step change for our organisation, but it's also a high watermark for the legal industry in terms of the transformation that's been going on for us. And yeah, look, I mean, the things that KPMG bring for us is quite amazing. So obviously their global credibility and global reach, but the second thing is by our meld. Our technology and the innovations we've brought with their content and expertise is going to be transformative for clients.
So you're more than a law firm, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Tell me about that.
Well, yeah, so we started out as a law firm, or what is now called obviously a new law firm, and we were kind of one of the pioneers in that space, but we quickly recognised that technology was the silver bullet that our clients were really looking for to try and drive faster, better, more cost-effective legal support. As you know, Chris, general counsels are under incredible pressure to do more with less, and really we think the combination of technology and some of the innovative models KPMG is bringing to market is really going to be a game changer for them.
So this is working. You started in Melbourne. Where are you now? You're all over the place, aren't you?
Yeah, so we don't quite have the reach of KPMG's 170 locations worldwide, but we're catching up. So we've got offices in Melbourne, Sydney, and London and Washington, DC.
So you're automating legal services for in-house legal departments. Is that the correct way of summing it up?
That's exactly right.
So what does that mean when you say automating legal services? If you're in a company and you want to go and knock on the door of the general counsel, what does it mean once it's automated?
Yeah, well, I think the interesting thing is this is new for legal functions, but it's not new for businesses. So if you look within finance functions, they automated accounts payable, accounts receivable, a lot of the transactional processing activities 20 years ago. If you look at it within HR, it's benefits administration and payroll, IT, et cetera, all around the executive suite. People have had tools to help them bring scale to the value their function creates, and then secondly, bring a system of record to help manage their key asset. Now, within legal functions, their key asset, key information asset is obviously contracts, and to date they really haven't had any tools to help them manage that across the life cycle of that asset. But the second thing is bring scale, and so what we've been able to do is essentially put your best lawyer on their best day on every device in the enterprise 24 hours a day, doing legal work faster, better, and more cost effective than you ever thought possible. And in doing so, you're able to free your lawyers to have the impact that, frankly, their expertise deserves.
So it sends lawyers further up the food chain, if you like, to do brain work.
That's exactly right. Right.
What's this going to mean for KPMG Law?
Look, for KPMG Law, we see this as being the catalyst for us to be able to have an integrated platform of new law and core law services. So our clients, as Andy has said, suffer at the moment from a number of pressures in the market. They're required to do more for less. They're required to join a digital transformation agenda of their organisations, and they're required to provide scalable legal services. When they come to us and ask us for solutions, they need us to be able to combine great lawyers with great technology. And so this is a partnership that results in incredible technology coming together with tremendous lawyers, and we'll be able to unlock a lot of value for our clients.
So you're a global organisation. You're already international. How much of the rest of the world are you guys going to take over?
Well, it's day one for both of us. I mean, I think the incredible thing, Chris, is the legal press has been full of people talking a lot about transforming traditional law firms and shaking things up. But the reality is most of that's been funded out of the marketing budget, not out of the core business. And the thing that's really quite extraordinary about KPMG is they have a vision that is very much aligned with our vision for the future of the law, and they're actually willing to make sizable bets to bring that vision into realisation because they recognise that's what's best for the client.
Is it also what's best for lawyers?
Yeah, look, I mean, Jamie has the privilege of actually being a lawyer, so I'll let him answer this. But I mean, the thing is, lawyers are incredibly talented people, yet only 26% of them are pleased by the career choice they make. And actually, they really like lawyering. It's all the things that surround being a lawyer that frustrates them, because ultimately, legal tasks is a ball of admin that a very talented person has to wade through to try and have impact.
I see.
What's your thoughts?
So general counsel and legal teams are being asked by the business generally to be part of the business, to be part of deal teams, to be part of project teams, and to be doing more with the team as opposed to sitting in a back office reviewing procurement agreements, lease agreements, employment agreements, and service agreements. These types of high volume agreements that we with Plexus can now automate and have the lawyers be able to get through that stuff, which doesn't add a lot of value to the organisation, and get into what they ought to be doing, which is managing risk, ensuring that good corporate governance is maintained, and advancing the organisation through getting contracts out faster.
So from an in-house legal department's perspective, it extracts more value, if you like, out of the legal department without the need to recruit battalions of arms and legs.
Absolutely. The days of general counsel going to CEOs and others and saying, I need more headcount because I've got more business coming in, are over. Look, the lawyers need to be going to their leadership teams and saying, I know you want more from me, and I've devised a new operating model to deliver on that challenge. I've joined the digital agenda for my organisation, and I can actually deliver more for less.
Is this being taken up by in-house legal departments, or how far down the track are we? I can see that this is a trend, but how far down the track are we on this trend?
Look, I think we're probably a couple of years into now legal transformation. Now, whether every organisation, if you go to them now and say, look, are you using legal automation technology? Absolutely not. There's a lot of organisations that will say, we've started on our digital transformation, we've started on transformation generally. But what we need now is for somebody to be able to support us, devise a new operating model, and combine with incredible automation technology to then be able to develop this scalable legal services that can be delivered in-house.
Yeah, I echo Jamie. Like we're midway through or early on the transformation, but the interesting thing is that 60 of the top 100 companies in Australia use our technology right today, and the further interesting thing is that our research shows that on average, legal functions increase their investment on technology by 111% a year across the next 3 years. And interestingly, conversely, that only 5% of legal functions will increase their budget spent on lawyers over that period. And so there's a clear calling out that general counsel see the seismic shift coming. And the thing that's held them back is not the will, it's the fact that there actually hasn't been a lot of solutions out there that can really help enable this.
So tell me about the solution. Tell me about the technology. What does it actually do? What are the functions that's now possible to automate?
Yeah, so there's really kind of three components to it. First component is kind of, we think about it like Salesforce for legal functions. So we call it a legal operating system. So a platform that a general counsel and the leaders in the legal function can understand what is happening within the function end to end. And then, as I said before, manage that key information asset, the contract or the legal task, which is two things that are interesting about legal tasks. One is they are what stitch together an organisation today. Businesses like News Corp, they don't have factories; they have IP ultimately, and so the legal task is where that value is stored. And yet, currently, it's scattered across the enterprise, and no one can find it, no one can search to get it. And so our platform provides that.
I see.
The second thing is that lawyers haven't had a tool set to help them get the job done. So we say it's like the Ferraris ploughing fields by hand. And so what we give is that not only lawyers but anyone in the business the tool set that they need to increase their productivity when working on a legal task. So these are simple things like workflow tools, negotiation portals, e-signature, etc. on our platform. And by virtue of using those tools on a platform, it then stores the contract or any of the data on the platform. The third and the most interesting is what we call apps, and the way apps work is they end-to-end automated legal tasks. So as I said before, it's like putting a lawyer on your desktop doing the things that you frankly don't want a lawyer doing anymore. So whether it's automating a non-disclosure agreement, procurement contracts, providing advice on is someone an independent contractor or not, and doing this at vast scale across the enterprise. And so that in doing that, you can reposition your talented lawyers to be what we call pathfinders. So the idea there is that really what business people love is having someone, a talented guy like Jamie, and you can say, hey, we want to do X. We recognize it's a confusing regulatory landscape there. How do we do that?
So you guys are going to be working together now. You'll be working together with clients, I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. When our clients will come to us and say, at the moment, we're struggling with the issues that we mentioned previously. How are we going to solve those issues and get to a state where we can provide scalable legal services internally and be embedded in business, delivering more value for the business? We've got to be able to come up with solutions through Andy and Plexus's products here to say we can help relieve your lawyers of burdensome process-driven activity and get them into the teams that require them to be arm in arm with them day to day, providing good legal advice to get things done.
It sounds a pretty compelling argument. What's the growth been like for your business?
So, I mean, our growth's been pretty phenomenal, really ever since we started. So, we're growing more than 100% a year and trying to hire a new person every week. So,
100% of in what? In revenue?
Yeah, that's correct. And so I say to the team, it's like being strapped on a paint shaking machine down at Bunnings every day, but exciting journey. But I think what's really interesting about this relationship, this partnership, is that people have positioned organisations like us as disrupting big law. That was always the story. It's not something that we believed in ever, because we said actually there's a huge role that talented lawyers within law firms will continue to play. And what's really amazing about what KPMG said is they said, well, look, we're going to have that traditional service that businesses were always going to need, but then we're going to have a variety of other things to help our clients on their journey. So some of the teams that Jamie leads is legal operations and transformation. This is a huge gap in the market where general counsels are saying, hey, look, I recognise that I need to drive change, lead a transformation agenda, but two things: A, I'm really busy with my day job. B, I haven't done that before. And so being able to go to an organisation like KPMG, get that sort of advice on how to go on that journey, and then supplement that with whether it's traditional legal services, whether it's organisations like ours providing technology, whether it's new law services like our Plexus Engage, or managed legal services, and that whole life cycle. Having a partner you can work with across that is really quite exciting for general counsels.
Yeah, I can see that. Gentlemen, thank you very much for your time.